What's poppin', you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to our very, very first piping hot episode of Quarantea, honey, where we sip that tea.
And our guest, spill that.
Spill that tea. Why do we always ruin that intro with the singers, honey?
I don't know. Let me take a little sip.
All right. Well, the babies are here. We got Miss Mama.
And we have little Glitty.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am super pumped. I wish we were in studio together, but she's up in the Barbados living her best life. We have Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, multi-platinum performer, Shontelle in the house, baby!
Woo! Yes! Girl, what is poppin'?
It's good. I mean, we're trying to do the best we can in the whole corona-ness that's happening. Corona is trying to really ruin it all for us, but I'm holding it together. I'm good. Barbados is all beautiful. Sun is out. I live right by the beach. I can literally see coconut trees like right in front of me. So,
we'll be right there.
I was like, can I get my plane ticket to come visit you, girl? Because I'm like, that sounds beautiful.
It's not a bad place to be quarantined. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
Yeah. So I'm really thankful for.
So besides, everything else, like, what are you doing to, like, keep your sanity, girl? What are you, like, how are you keeping your sanity? Is there any advice or anything that you can give? Because, you know, some people are saying that they're bored or they're losing their mind.
Well, I guess for the pet owners like us, it's a little bit easier, I think, because, like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I have 4 Rottweilers, and they are my entire life. It's really hard to really get bored when you have little puppies. Because they're like people, you know? So even if you have no other humans around, you still kind of feel like someone's there with you, and they like love you all the time, and they don't care that you sleep right now or anything, you know?
100%. It's exactly happening right here.
Yeah, like when you just roll out of bed with your hair all crazy, they're like, I still love you, mama. So that helps me a lot. But I think the best advice I could give is like, most people, a lot of people don't think they're creative, but I think this is the time. Like at some point, everyone, I'm sure, has thought, I feel like I could write a poem, you know, or like, there's a story in my head, like there's a scenario, and I feel like I could write the story about it, write a book, or you know, maybe I'll get into photography. Now you have so much time, like take your phone, go outside in the back of the house and just start snapping. Like start taking photos of like how empty the streets are, anything cool like that. Just explore your creativity, draw, paint maybe, you know.
You nailed it on the head, like, creativity.
There's also a project that you wanted to get back to, maybe try to do that, but just find ways to pass the time. I mean, there's only so much Netflix you can watch, but the cool thing is everyone's going live now, so you can't really get bored. There's always a brand new experience, like every 5 minutes.
We're coming to you live from Barbados, baby.
Right. Speaking of Netflix, have you seen Tiger King?
Listen to me, I caved. Girl, I caved. I tried. I was like, I'm not watching that. What the hell is going on? But then you don't have a choice because every meme is like Carol's this thing, and it's like, okay, now I have to know, like, because now if you don't watch it, you don't understand like anything because everything is referencing this show now. So like, it's all pop culture. Like, you have to know what's going on because then you'll be so confused on Instagram.
That's
Yes.
For real. I find myself.
Wait, I have to give full disclosure.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. My friend is the one that was present when the bodies were chopped up.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Mario Tabral, honey, he's a dear friend of mine.
Lord,
friends.
Listen. I love that Shontelle touched on. I think there's creativity in all of us, whether we realize it or not, whether you're in the arts or whether you're not. And I really am finding this time of like, even for me and for Ari, like to be able to continue to do this show and to do what we love. I think it's kind of dope to like reach out to, you know, to be able to even have you here today. This is, you know, this is like full circle, honey. Full circle.
Let's think about this too. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't even have you in studio. You know what I mean? Because you're so far away. So this gives time for, like you said, to be creative and think outside the box on how to do what you love or find a, you know, something that maybe you thought like, hey, I want to go learn how to play the piano. I'm gonna go online and try to figure it out. Just like, you know, being creative as best that you can. So you
100%.
It's also forcing people to fully take advantage of social media in ways that never before, because even me personally, like even my friends, like most people, like I would see like all the lives in the top of my IG, and I'm just like skipping over because it's so much and to consume. Sometimes you're like, I don't have time to watch everybody live. But now, you know, like people, I'm seeing like DJs go live that I never seen go live before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm even seeing like fellow songwriters like, okay, y'all, I'm going on live. Let's just write a song together. You know, like the coolest things that like are happening on, and now like because of this type of thing, like Ryan Tedder has a whole brand new freaking song that's like the face of the whole Corona tragedy, and you know, like, and this is all because of social media, of just him sitting like, hey, I'm just messing around the studio, and then the fans are like, bro, that hook is amazing, and then they're like, okay, let's finish it, you know, and then you don't know who's watching. Then like companies are watching it, and they're like, dude, is this a real song? Because we would love to use it in our promotion, or we'd love to use it in our commercial or our next campaign. And so, you know, it's just like now people are going to do this stuff all the time because you're sort of forced to do it. And now you're like, I could have been doing this all along. And
right?
all this, you know?
Why didn't we think about this before?
Yeah, like even myself, I used to rarely post stories. Now my stories is lit like all the time. Like every second.
Yeah, you didn't post nothing, girl. You were like, come on, girl. Where's Shontelle going?
I never used to post. Like everybody was like, girl, you lame. Now I am like on it because I don't want to get lost. I don't want to disappear all the way, you know?
You're not disappearing. So I wanna get into the ethos of you, and I wanna take it, let's go right back to you as a young girl and how you kind of discovered the passion of songwriting, music. Like, how did you initially kind of feel, oh my God, this is my destiny? Take us back to that beginning.
You know what? It's so crazy because I used to like hide, like when I was at home as a kid, I would literally hide, like go in the closet and sing and like make up little songs, but like everything was inside. And then one day my mom just like, I'm like literally inside the closet singing my whole self out. And then my mom just goes, hun, you know, we can hear you, right? Like the neighbors can hear you. So you're just gonna have to just come out and sing, man. Just like, don't be shy, you know, just, if this is what you love, you should just do it and let people actually hear you. Like, otherwise, what's the point, you know? And then the writing thing actually happened because of being at school. And then, you know, they would have like sports events or whatever, and they have the cheerleaders, and they always have these little songs that they make up and these little cheers and chants. And I would just be like, for fun, just like, hey, ho, whatever, let's making up a song, right? And then like, bitch, that is lit. Can we have it? And then I'm like, sure, whatever. And that literally became a thing where then every year, like, different houses would be like, can you write us like our little chant for this year? Like, and then it would become battles. Like, this house over here has one chant and this one, and they were like, nah, we gotta find the best writers because it was like almost like a rap battle, like, you know, competing with like whatever you're singing about. And then like as a kid, I would just naturally do things like remix songs that didn't make sense in the context of Barbados. So like during Christmas, I'm like, we don't have chestnuts on an open fire. So then I would like remix and be like, breadfruits roasting on an open fire. I just change the words, you know?
Yes.
I'd be like sunburned and then you know, because I'm like, nah, we in the sun, like we don't have no frostbite, no Jack Frost, nothing like that. So it was just always like a fun thing I would just do. But then one day a friend of mine was like, hey, she's actually an artist. Her name is Natalie Bird. She's an artist here in Barbados, and she was like, you are because you have this talent, like you just freestyle random stuff about anything that's happening. you should really like consider like writing songs. Like, so I kind of like didn't really take it seriously at first, but then I got this opportunity and someone decided to send me tracks. And one of the tracks really stood out to me, and I ended up writing the first song that ever got me attention, I guess you would say, or got me some exposure. And this is a song called Roll It Gal. And this was originally performed by Allison Hines. And she's like the queen of soca. So for those people who don't know what soca is like the music of the Caribbean, or I would say like the Eastern Caribbean for sure, like Trinidad, Barbados, St. Vincent. And so that sort of propelled me into like the local music, because that song became a huge hit. It crossed over. Like to this day, if you're in a club in like London or something, you'll hear roll it gal, you know. So like, and I consider it was almost like I felt like it was a fluke, because I just wrote it for fun, like in 10 minutes. Then it goes global. We end up doing this remix version with a group from Jamaica called J Status and Rihanna. So then that was like, it was like the craziest thing. And this is all before I ever had a single. So I was like, what is going on? This is an example of what I'm telling you, like, I don't know what's happening when it's happening, you know? So fast forward, the right people heard the song, wanted to know who wrote it. And turns out those people were the production company that signed Rihanna. This company is called SRP, and they signed me for like a similar, like a what do you call, like a production deal. So they're like, your producers, we're gonna put together a demo, shop you around, see if you can get signed. Did that, and then I guess maybe like in like half of a year, we spent putting the demos together and then shopped around, and like in a couple weeks I was like signed to Motown. I was signed to Steve Rifkin's label, Loud. Well, it wasn't Loud by then, but yeah, Street Records, SRC. So then this was like my first time. I'm like, oh, now I'm signed. Like, I'm in the Universal building. I'm in 7055 Broadway. Like, what's going on? It's my life. Like, hi, Akon. Like, what? It's just crazy, you know? I didn't understand what was happening. But that's kind of like how it all started from Barbados. Just me getting lucky to get opportunities to write. And then through songwriting, you know, I got these chances for people to hear my voice, and then somebody liked me enough to sign me.
I give it, girl.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's so dope. That's such a dope story.
Yeah, and then T-Shirt was the first single, but it really wasn't even supposed to be. It was so crazy. This is why sometimes you have to go with, like, sometimes someone has a gut feeling, and you just have to go with it, because we were literally in the final meeting of like, okay, we're closing the album, we have all the songs, this is it, done. And then Steve Rifkin runs in the room, but like, this is like, we still had this. Like, see, he runs in, and he's like, stop the meeting, play this record right now. And then he's like, this is gonna be Shontelle's first single. Everyone was like, we're ready to go. What are you talking about? And then he's like, shut up, I know what I'm talking about. They wouldn't listen to him, so he runs up the stairs to Doug Morris, and he's like, I need you to like be the big boss here for me and like back me up. So he goes up, plays it, and then Doug comes down with Steve Rifkin, and they're both like, yeah, we gotta get this record on this song on the record. So we do that, maybe like within a week, and then so they just shifted gears basically, and
wow.
And it ended up being the first single. And I'm kind of glad, because even though, to be honest with you, at first I was like, oh, it's so bubblegum. Like, people really are gonna be like, oh, Shontelle is like weak, like just laying in bed, like crying over a boy. But then I was like, bitch, you know you've done it. Like,
everybody's been there. We
just be
at that point, we're like,
yeah. And everyone was like, that's what it means to be an artist, Shontelle. You gotta learn to be vulnerable in front of people, because it's you guys who are looking to like feel like your emotions are okay. Like, the way I'm feeling is fine, you know? So then I was like, you know what, facts. And then I'm so glad because it ended up being really important for a lot of military people. And I never thought of it that way because they were like, yo, like my husband is deployed or whatever. I only have like his t-shirt or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, now I feel bad, you know, like, so it actually ended up serving a really good purpose. So
that's crazy. I never actually thought about that. I listened to it this morning.
I thought like high school girls just like pining because her like older boyfriend went off to college or something, you know?
That's insane.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Like, yeah, people really get separated for like crazy reasons. You know?
Yeah.
That's so true. When it like when you have your music and your writing, is it like a lot of this stuff come from like personal experiences, or is it from based off of other people's experiences?
I think most songwriters, if they're honest, do write from a very personal perspective, even when you are writing for other people. I guess it's kind of like natural to draw on personal experiences. But I find myself also very much able to like express things like for other people. Like I don't personally have to go through it, but if a close friend or someone I know, my dogs are going crazy right now.
They're living their best life.
I think maybe it's like a mongoose or something, like a little animal, a monkey maybe. We have monkeys, we have all kinds of
monkey. Oh.
Yeah.
Matt's in heaven. He's really getting his plane ticket on the way right now.
I'm there, babe. I just booked it. Hang on.
No travel except for essential purposes.
It's essential. I gotta get to Barbados right now.
But yeah, yeah, I find it is possible for me to be able to like express things that I also observe going on around me, you know. I like to do both. Because even when I personally don't experience something, I can still look at a situation and be like, I know so many people, other people are going through it, you know.
I like that because it's kind of like you're looking at it from an outside perspective. So some of it's personal and some of it's like, you know, I think your music definitely relates to people's girlfriends.
People. You need to be able to do that, you know, because then what if Beyonce comes to me and she's like, hey, you know, this is what's going on in my life now. I can't be like, oh, I can't write for you because it didn't happen to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, you're like, bye. No.
I'm like, Beyonce, I am you right now, girl. Like, I am you. Okay, we rated it. Like, I am you. Like, I know everything that you talking about. You know? Like, yeah, so I think you got to be able to kind of do both. I enjoy both equally, though.
I like that. I want to touch on you had the success of Shontelle, and that led into what I feel like is like one of many defining moments, but I feel like when people say Shontelle, the word impossible comes up. So Impossible was the lead track from No Gravity, your album. And I like the fact, and I want you to take us through it because this is kind of when I met you, and it took a while to build. So take us through, it wasn't like splam, but when it did, it went boom. So take us through like,
that you asked this because I do know that a lot of fans like really don't understand the process of like how the song gets from like the studio to like your ear, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, even when you think that you're sitting watching an artist and you're watching their song climb the charts and you're sitting there like, wow, like every week this song is jumping and jumping the charts. Like you're only now aware of this song. And it might still be like another month or two before that record gets to #1 if they get there. And it all depends on what market you're in. Like if you're in New York, by the time you heard the song, it's already a hit. That means it was already a hit in Tulsa, in middle America, like the major markets, they take the lead from the smaller market. They're not just adding records just because you're cool or they like you. You can't just walk into D100 and be like, what up? Remember me? I'm Shontelle. Here's my new song. Remember the t-shirt thing? Yeah, here's Impossible now. And then they're just gonna put you in power rotation. And like, even for a lot of big artists, it's not that simple. So for me, like we talked about that gradual like climb, bro, it took like over 6 months.
Yeah.
To get Impossible into the top 40. Like not even like to get, and this was because like I would never forget this. This was in the era of when when EDM was taking over. So everything's four on the floor, fist pumping. This was like Lady Gaga was like killing it, you know, everything was like just dance. And it was all of that. And then here comes Shontelle with like ding ding ding, I remember, like slow, a ballad. So everybody was looking at me crazy first of all, because they're like, girl, ain't nobody listening to ballads right now. Like we trying to be like lit. So I was just like, But Beyonce puts ballads out, you know.
Facts.
That is true.
And then I was like, Katy Perry releases like ballad type records, and then I'm like, all right, now we have Adele. I'm not taking this. I'm not accepting that this song cannot work right now. And then I also thought the worst thing for me to do is like jump on the bandwagon, because now I have to like compete. Now it means that I have to like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be in my own lane. And I really was looking at Adele all the time. Like, this is why you're winning. Looking at people like Alicia Keys and all that. I'm like, because they don't compete with anything that's like popular or whatever the trend is or nothing like that. They're just like, hi.
They're staying in their lane and just doing them.
Yeah, they just stay in their own lane. And I'm like, I need, maybe, you know, it's probably going to be really crucial for me to do that, because if not, which is all, making the other choice is cool too, but then you have to be prepared to do so much other stuff. Like I was like, do I really want to be like out there? Like I'm gonna have to do all the clubs because it's a dance record, you know. Like I'm like, I know the type of promo thing they're gonna put. You gotta be like, you gotta know what it is that you want. And so for me, Impossible, I was like, this is gonna take a long time. And I literally like took like my own promo budget, went on the road, like me, my manager, and like one other person, my DJ, and we just went on the road for months, like in a car, not a Sprinter van or anything, because this is like still early in my career, you know, like just coming off the heels of the first album. So we are like in a car. Like, I don't know if you remember, like my manager at the time, he's like,
oh, I remember, boo. I remember.
Yeah, so it's like me and like two big dudes and plus the driver. And we're just like in the car like this, going from city to, I mean, like driving across America, like city by city, state by state, visiting every single radio station in person, the small ones, the medium ones, the big ones. Until eventually, like some programmers were like, screw this, like we don't care about what the trend is. This is like the best record ever. Like we need songs like this. I'm adding it. And then and then I actually encountered some programmers were like, this is the best song I've ever heard, but we have 2 pop slots available, and one is for Beyonce and one is for Katy Perry or whatever. Like and it's like, because sometimes radio works like that. They really do getting, this is the top 10. 4 are gonna be urban, 3 are gonna be, and they really do that. So you may have a really good record, but it might not get moved up to power because they feel like they already have like the 2 the slots designated for that type of record or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I really have people like look me in the face and like, Shontelle, I can't add your record because it doesn't fit the 4 on the floor format that's popular right now, or we only have 2 slots and the 2 big artists already have it, so we'll see how it goes. But we just want you to know we really want to add this record, but you know, we can't guarantee you anything. But then I went to other people who were like, nah, instant, I don't care. So those are the markets that you really have to like rock with, because they're not involved in the politics, they don't care about radio much. So that's what I had to do, like literally go on the road, like literally every single city in person. And then one day we did a syndicated show. This is very important for all of well, I mean, I don't know how important radio is anymore anyway, but
I mean, still.
here's a hack. If your record plays on a syndicated show, if the show is syndicated in 10 cities, it counts as 10 spins. So you want to make sure that like not only is your record getting added, but you're getting added to the playlist of like shows that are like nationally or even internationally syndicated. Because every city, every time it runs, it counts. So I might, maybe only one guy played my song today, but if the show is in 20 cities, I just got 20 spins. You know?
Gotcha.
So it's really important to like understand like which markets are like that, which shows like have that level of, and you can kind of sort of like finesse, like it's not numbers, it's a game, like everything, you know, you have to figure out like, okay, who, you know, it's a lot. And luckily for me as the artist, I didn't have to like care too much about all that stuff. It was really your team who has to think about this stuff. You just gotta show up, sing for the people if they want, you know, and present yourself, and that's it. But it took a really, really long time to work that record. I mean, like, it was grueling to the point we almost gave up. We were like running out of money, no budget left. And
with that being said, like, because guys too, I have to let y'all know we got a few more minutes before we have to Zoom closes us out.
Yeah.
But you know, you obviously had like the resiliency to keep pushing through to make it happen. But for like entertainers, you know, there's like these highs and there's these lows. So when you felt like you were at that low, what advice or what would you say is something that made you be able to push through to be like, no, I'm gonna make this happen? Because it's hard when you feel like I'm knocking on all the doors, but then it's like I feel like I'm not getting anywhere and I want to give up. So what got you through that?
What got me through that a lot. Honestly, and I think it's a good thing that social media was a thing at that time, like Twitter and whatnot, because I was able to be. It's almost like you're so distracted by like the fans and the people who are supporting you that almost like I guess I made a choice to pay attention, to focus on people that are supporting me and like literally block everything else out. That helped me a lot. But just, like I think the darkest moments for me maybe would have been like a year or two like after Impossible, because then you're really coming down from a height. Then that record was like way bigger than
Impossible was major.
Yeah, like so I was like, wow, I'm on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, they agree. Because I'm going.
They're proud of their fur mama.
Huh?
I said they're proud of their fur mama.
They're throwing it up for me. But yeah, so the darkest moment was like not even like right after or whatever. But another thing that happened with me is that I am not American. I'm a citizen of Barbados, so that means I have to get like a visa, which you have to renew like every year. And then I had this period where like I don't even know if I should talk about this stuff, but it was a lot of like stuff to do with like what was going on with Trump and immigration and all this. And it was like significantly more difficult for like foreigners and people from certain regions to even get like a regular tourist visa, far less like, you know, a work visa that will allow us to like make money in the country and stuff.
Yeah.
So I sat there for like 2.5 years, maybe like 3, like not being able to get a visa, like losing my freaking mind. Like,
wow.
Doing what's going on, like, why are you not doing anything? Like, what's happening? Like, did you die? I'm like, yo, I want to do something, but like, I literally can't legally do much. You know, I can like move around the UK and like other areas, but it was like real. But being that I was like signed to a label that's like in the US,
yeah,
you know, like my base is in the US, so all the operations are in the US. If I can't even be there, there's so much that is blocked just from not being able to be in the US. So that was one thing. And then during that time, I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm never gonna have a shot if I get out of this, because all the labels are like dying. Everything's falling apart. Music, the way how we consume music, everything's shifting. They don't know what's going on. Everyone's going indie, and then I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna have to be indie, but like I don't have a drug dealer budget. Like I don't have like a shoebox under the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have you know, like duffel bags. Like, I'm like, how do I do this? Like the anyway, like, okay, I gotta find an investor. Like, you start your mind, you like start going crazy, you know. But at least we got past all that now, and I'm definitely in a much better place because now I have a new deal. Is with a company called No Mystery Music, and we have like a distribution situation with BMG, and they're really cool. Like, I've been able to actually just do my own thing in my own time, and so far that has been, as far as like, to me, that's a good home for like an artist, like the type of artist like me who actually creates and writes, and like you actually care about what you say and what you put out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, I've been able to just put a new Remember Me, so y'all gotta go check that out.
Oh, I saw that just drop out of nowhere. I was like, Chabu, she just dropping shit.
Because I realized like that's the trend now. Like, we're not doing no rollouts or nothing.
That's true.
It's direct to consumer. It's like, hey, even if you have 10 followers, like, hi 10 guys, you're here. So this means like you're checking for something.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm doing now, and they just go for it. You know, you just deal with like direct to consumer. There's no need to try to appeal to everybody just to like lock in 10 people. You know,
I think if you have the artist that you are, and knowing you for such a long time, yeah. I think your history and your craft and the way you do music, yeah. You'll always, in my eyes, be the superstar that you should have been, and you can be, and you'll fucking be, and that's 1,000%, Chad. Let me tell you that.
There's different types of artists, man. There's like the people like Neo and JT. I find if you're like a singer-songwriter, don't look for us like every year for a new album type shit.
Yeah.
Because one, we are like really crafted, like really, like most of us are not relying on A&Rs to be like, yo, find 10 new records for me. Like, we're sitting there like taking the time to create them ourselves. And then also we're also busy writing for everyone else. You know, so it's like we do need that time. So you're Alicia Keys, you know, like certain people you're not gonna see them like all the time, but when they do come, you're like, yeah, John Legend, you know, all these types of guys, like Adele, you know, even Bruno Mars, you know, hasn't, you know, these are not artists that you're just gonna see out there all the time. But then when they come out, it's like you made that shit count, you know.
I love that. Makes it special.
Girl, now that we're on quarantine, we're gonna need a little concert from you live.
Girl,
right? Wait, that's this is like the new wave. So yeah. I mean, I would love to hear you live, girl. You be from Barbados.
I might go do a little setup on the beach in the back. Right. Lights up or make it like
I mean, why not? I mean, since we are on this new wave, there's just so many like I want to say like opportunities to like showcase your talent, because girl, you're so talented. You know,
you're right, and it is my fault if I don't take full advantage of it. Come on, guys. They agree again. They're like, yeah.
Come on.
They're like, listen to the guys. They know what they're talking about.
I will say, just to wrap it up, you touched on the idea of like when you were going through the real high highs and like, you know, finding that elevation and that level. I think you were that bitch, but you were that bitch on your own terms, your own style, and the way you wanted it to be. I don't think you would be any further ahead or any further less. You're where you're meant to be right now in this very moment. And as long as you're happy, babe, that's what the fans want. Because I know she has a real dead fast loyal fan base. We want music, we want it, we do, but we want you happy because you went, you know, it's been a long road, girl, and it ain't over. So, you know, as long as you're,
I feel like this is a new era, you know, and it's almost like I'm kind of like glad that the break got pulled a little bit, because I don't know how, like, for the type of artist that I am, it may not have really made much sense to even try to do much moving around when everything is so unstable in the industry. You know what I mean? Like, I think that type of like environment is like so much easier for like rappers and things like that, like who just throw music out free all the time anyway. Like, hey, it's mixtape, like da 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 da. Like, you can just keep going. You'll get bookings in a club off of like a mixtape. It doesn't have to be a new single. You have to be out there working it like that. You know, you throw it on SoundCloud, they love it, and it's like next thing he's getting booked, you know, for 20 bands in the club. Easy money, fast, like you could just keep moving. But for like pop records and stuff like that, it's so much more complicated. And I feel like, yeah, like maybe that was a time where I needed to just chill anyway. And I did a lot of soul searching, finding myself, and you know, it's like I'm a whole new,
Which is a
like,
good thing.
you know?
It shows. You seem very centered and relaxed, and you know, I can't wait till we can get out of the house because I feel like you've got plans brewing. I feel like things are brewing in your mind.
Beautiful music that I'm ready to share, and now that after putting out "Remember Me" and the response that I've been getting, plays how quickly it's going on Spotify and whatnot, and this is like no like big like label backing, no promo, like no crazy anything, just off the strength of genuinely like my fans that have sat there. Like I love you guys, like the way how you just wait and you're so patient. I don't even like I feel like there's like not even enough I've ever done to thank them, you know.
You have, and what you don't realize is you created something back in the day where people have roughed with you for over a decade, babes, because you made everyone feel they were part of. You were on the road pumping that single, but you took everyone along the road with you. So don't ever forget that. That's why.
So long that they keep singing it every year on every competition.
Oh, that was everybody.
I know. Like when I saw the Fifth Harmony moment, I was like, "What? This is crazy!" And now we have like 2 huge stars coming out of that group alone. So, look,
It's insane. Like you created history, and they're gonna still keep singing that song on that show.
So wait, for everybody who is living under a rock and don't know who Miss Shontelle is, girl, we need you to plug your social where people can find you at, the whole 9.
Thank you. So it's easy to find me on Instagram. I'm Shonny246. So that's SHONNY 246. I forgot what my Twitter is because I haven't tweeted in a while.
I love that.
Shontelle, I'm keeping it real. I think it's Shontelle_Lane. But yeah, I'm mostly active on Instagram though. On my Facebook, you can find my artist Facebook. That's easy because it's just Shontelle, just my name. So yeah, those are like the major social platforms. Strongly considering TikTok. Strongly, Rona might force me to do it, but you know.
Rona, bring it on.
Yeah.
Well, people can follow your Instagram if you do decide to do TikTok, and that way they can
Yeah, exactly.
follow your TikTok. You guys can follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew.
You can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983, and trust me, my dog disappeared, so I ain't sure where she at right now. She gone.
She said bye, Daddy. All right, guys, we will catch you guys next week.
Thank you, Shontelle.
Thank you for having me, guys.
We love you. Mwah.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Bye, girl.
Take caution when it comes to love.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I did, and you were strong, and I was not. My illusion, my mistake. I was careless, I forgot I did. And now